My girlfriend and I have been together for 7+ years, have long talked about marriage, and talked even more about future kids. She quit her job a couple of years back to pursue a medical degree. Last week I discovered she had cheated on me with an ex-boyfriend from high school. I needed to use her phone to call mine, and when I unlocked her phone it was open on a WhatsApp conversation between them. I have nothing against the guy personally, but he's going nowhere in life, and I don't understand why she'd want to be with him. Anyway, rather than sadness or heartbreak, this actually just made me angry. Angry that I've put so much into this relationship and woman that I thought would be the mother of my future children. Angry that I've been supporting her through college, including rent, food and tuition. Just angry. So I arrange a locksmith to change the locks the next day, edit. With landlord's permission, while she's at class, pack up as much of her stuff as I can find and leave it outside. Text her of what I've done and say if she wants to get anything else I've missed to have her brother come and get it. I don't want to see or speak to her ever again. Anyway, since I did this, both my parents and hers have been relentlessly calling me. They say that what she did is wrong, but it's no reason to throw away 7+ years, and that if I kick her out she will be forced to drop out and waste years of education. What do you guys think? Am I an idiot here? Should I swallow my pride and approach this differently? Update. Over the weekend, both of our parents had tried to come to talk to me. However, I had simply ignored the knocks on the door, and eventually, they left. However, of course they know that I can't avoid work. So they wait outside my house this afternoon to ambush me as I get home from work. With them is my girlfriend. They insist I talk to my girlfriend, and I eventually relent, and our parents leave. Once inside, she starts apologizing and begging for forgiveness. Saying that our relationship is the best thing that ever happened to her, she will never forgive herself. Basically, everything that you'd expect a cheater to say. And then she gives the most ridiculous excuse I've ever heard. She says that a few weeks ago she found out she was pregnant. She started having conflicted feelings on if she was ready to settle down and start a family, and so she reached out to her ex for support. This emotional support quickly turned physical. This makes no sense. We have always talked about having kids excitedly. She takes out 2 pregnancy tests showing positive results. She also takes out an unused one and says she can take it now if I don't believe her. So she takes it, and sure enough, she's pregnant. She says it's 100% mine as she didn't cheat on me until after she got pregnant. I ask to see her phone. She reluctantly hands it over, and, sure enough, she's been texting him non-stop since I threw her out. I tell her I need time to process this and ask her to wait outside. Once outside I lock the doors, unblock her on WhatsApp, and send her a long text. I'm reciting this by memory so I don't have to open WhatsApp and see her reply. I have not read a reply and don't intend to tonight. I also won't post any updates after this. I get the impression that the kid is probably mine, so I'm basically anchored to her for the rest of my life now. Everyone's the idiot here. Financial dependence on someone else in a relationship is a precarious thing. That's why it's so common within abusive relationships. She is clearly an idiot for cheating. You're also an idiot for the way this went down. It doesn't sound like you had a single conversation about breaking up, and that's cowardly. People have gone over the potential legal problems with what you did. Yes, she broke your trust, but out of anger you purposefully hurt her back in a very calculated way. Everyone's the idiot here. I'm not going to say forgive her, but to break up with someone and evict them on the spot without notice is cruel. It's horrible to worry about where you're going to sleep, whether you can continue the study, eat, afford medical bills, the lot. I had an ex who kicked me out after she cheated on me because I dared break up with her and her name was on the tenancy alone. It was one of the most harrowing experiences I went through. You had your reasons, and I'm not invalidating how hard it would have been to confront her. She's obviously an idiot for cheating. There's a distinct possibility that she was just using you to get her education and debt paid off. You're not the idiot and you did nothing wrong. It's not your problem if she finishes her education or not. She is an adult and can get a job just like everyone else. No one, especially you, owes her a free education. She has skated along getting all the benefits. If she has time to cheat, she has time to get a job. We, 27, 29, don't want kids since the beginning of our relationship, and this hasn't changed since then. My and her parents started making comments about marriage and kids after 3 months. After 2 years, shortly after we moved together, I got a just married saving box from her parents. We both were not in a good financial situation. I studied and she was in apprenticeship. But I added €1 into the box as a joke every time someone mentions our marriage or future kids. But this money, I could go out with her to eat a nice dinner. After 2-3 times she saw me taking money out of the saving box for our dating night and asked when do I put money in it. I explained it to her and she find it hilarious. After that, we added both money to this saving box. But some years and real jobs, we earned more and put higher amounts into it. Like €10 or up to €50 every time some of our friends mention how annoying, expensive, stressful their kids are. We doubled the amount when phrases like "but kids give you back a lot" came up after such a rant. It was our little inside joke. We used this money to afford things we couldn't with kids and call this our anti-kid saving box. Soon we paid for our summer vacation with this money without using our normal saving money and some friends were jealous. Especially our best friends, couple with 3 kids. We are like uncle and aunt to them and we really love them, but one night per month is really enough. They suggest nearly every year that we could rent a finca in Majorca or Menorca. We always brush this off with some simple excuse because we don't want to stay 2 weeks with 3 kids in one house. This year they were prepared. Before COVID-19, they searched for 4-bedroom fancy mansion for nearly $10,000 for 2 weeks. And showed us this one night while we were all out drinking. They suggested we make it 75-25. We said we consider this because such a nice house for less than $2.5K sounds good. After a few weeks, we get a call that they need the $7K before they book. I said, why should we pay 75% of the trip if you take 3 out of 4 bedrooms? We never even paid half of this amount on our vacation yet, she started saying, because we have so much more. Then I muted the microphone. Here I screwed up, I only muted the speaker and talked with my girlfriend and she doesn't want to be confrontational and suggested to me that if we take all the money out of the anti-kid savings we could make 50-50. I joked that our friends have to complain a lot more about their kids so we could save more for this. Then I unmute to suggest the 50-50 and hear a rant that we hate children and what the hell an anti-kid saving box is and so on. I tried to explain that this is all just a joke. Since then we haven't spoken to them really and somehow our both parents know about this. We hear a lot about how selfish we are, how great children are, how we make fun out of this, and stuff like that. As someone with 2 boys, who the little darlings wake up early, 5 AM today, I can say with complete confidence that you are not the idiot. You don't have to have kids. Yes, I love mine and they bring me so much joy. Both I and my wife have really good jobs, so we can afford to do nice things with them, but that's the choice I made. You live how you want to, as long as you are happy. Who is to say what is right? End of the day I need people like you. Your taxes pay for my kids' education, so it's all good. Not the idiot. That's a hilarious way to save money. And your friends were trying to take advantage of you. Even 50-50 would be generous considering the use wouldn't be 50-50. I would suggest pulling out of this trip altogether. And maybe your parents need to be put on a timeout. They have no right to try to guilt trip you into changing your mind about a major life decision just because you wouldn't allow someone with kids to take advantage of you. The fact that your friends had to go tattle to your parents is also really childish and concerning. Not the idiot. It's absolutely outrageous that the other couple expects you to subsidize their vacation because you're childless. As someone who is also married and happily childless, I absolutely hate others expecting me to assist them with caring for their children. It's infuriating to me that others think they have a right to my time or money because I'm not spending it on kids. Ditch the friends and let them pay for their own vacation. And keep your anti-kid savings box. It's a great idea that I plan on borrowing. So my 15-year-old daughter wanted to go hang out at a friend's place, call friend Hannah, and go to the mall, and then stay at Hannah's place overnight. I knew the girl and the girl's mom, so I agreed. She packs her bag and gives me a hug and leaves. At around 10 I decided to text Hannah's mom to ask how it was going, and she gets super confused at my question. I said, "You have my daughter right?" She goes, "No, Hannah is with her dad this weekend. I have no teens with me ATM." So she calls Hannah's dad to sort the situation out, and he tells her that he is still at work and Hannah should be home alone. I walk over to Hannah's mom's house and we drive up to Hannah's dad. Turns out Hannah and my daughter wanted to get drunk and throw a house party with older guys. I was seeing red at this point and grabbed her by the arm and dragged her out. When we got home, I made her hand over her phone and laptop, which she has lost the privilege of having for 2 weeks, excluding schoolwork, and she is banned from going to the shops with friends for 2 months. My family, some friends are saying that's a tad harsh, and now I'm worried I made the punishment too long. Not the idiot, but make sure your daughter understands that it is coming from a place of love and concern for her well-being. Don't just take her things away without a discussion. Try to get her to talk about why she snuck out. Maybe she has friends who pressured her, or she feels like she needs a boyfriend, or whatever dramatic teenager emotion she might be having. I think that would help prevent this in the future. The fact that you are worried you overpunished her shows that you are a very thoughtful and loving parent. Good luck. Not the idiot. Your punishment is more than fair. My older sister pulled a similar stunt in her final year of high school. Her punishment was to finish the year at a strict boarding school the next town over. Which at the time seemed harsh, but now she sees it as saving her from potential danger she wasn't mature enough to consider at that age. Also, the rest of us siblings learned not to mess with our parents' trust in us. Furthermore, who are they to say how you should and shouldn't discipline your child? No idiots here. I, an adult woman, understand why you'd be upset by her behavior, but she might not. You're not teaching her anything by punishing her. What you should be doing is educating her about the dangers of drinking with older guys. I used to pull the exact same thing as her but never got caught. I was completely clueless about boys back then, but knowing what I know now, I'm so lucky nothing bad ever happened. I would shorten the punishment and just explain to her the reasons why you're not okay with it. The more you punish her, the more she will want to do it again. I am a 24-year-old male, my sister is 26. For the past 5 years or so, I have started growing my hair out. In my biased opinion, I have amazing thick curly hair. In public, I often receive random compliments on my hair. People who know me know how much I love my long hair. If given a chance, I will usually talk about it. Everyone has their favorite thing about their appearance, and my curls are my favorite. Now, a few years back, I made the decision to donate my curls. So I chopped 9 inches off and began to grow out my hair again. After about 2 years, I made a second donation. I rather enjoy doing this. I get to help people and indulge my ego at the same time. Win-win. My family is somewhat conservative, politically, but mostly just about life, and as such, my parents have never liked my hair long, as it looks unprofessional. But I am an adult, so they just make side comments about how I need a haircut. Nothing to hurt our relationship over. My sister is the only family member who outright supports my hair choices. Since I didn't grow up with long hair, she is usually where I go for advice on issues with a curly struggle. Now, for the dilemma. My sister is getting married in a few months. She has asked me to cut my hair before the wedding so that it looks more appropriate. I get along great with her fiancé, but he has a more conservative view on life, like my parents, so she has developed it a bit more herself. I assume that it is part of the thinking behind her request. As of now, it has been 9 months since my last haircut, and it usually takes about 2-ish years to get the length needed for donation. If the wedding fell around that 2-year mark, I would have no problem making the cut and donation and satisfying her for the wedding photos. But that's not the case. I have tried telling my sister no lightheartedly, but she seems firm that since it's her wedding, it's her call on whether or not I cut my hair. It even came up once with my mom on a phone call, and my mother is 100% for the haircut. I don't really want to because I have finally hit a length I can actually do stuff with, and I don't want to lose the 9 months of growth I've gotten since my last cut. Yes, I am at the wedding party as a groomsman, and I think this is the biggest issue for my sister. All of her wedding photos with me will have my long hair, and she would prefer it to be short for her eternal memories. Not the idiot. This is well beyond what a bride gets to control. This isn't about the outfits of the wedding party. It sounds like you're not even in the wedding party on top of it. She doesn't get to dictate how guests look. I haven't even heard of brides asking bridesmaids to cut it a certain way, maybe style it all the same, I don't know, not surprised if some terrible bride did do this though. Your sister is a bridezilla, and your family is just generally idiots on top of it for not minding their own business. Personally, I wouldn't cave on this. Screw them. Not the idiot, that is not her place. My suggestion would be to have an honest conversation with her. Unfortunately, I can't cut my hair for your wedding. However, I understand if you would like to replace me in the bridal party so that I don't stand out in your photos. I would try not to take it to heart. People have different levels of empathy and weddings seem to make a few women self-centered. Honestly, no idiots here. I do, however, think you should think about this as a small thing that would make your sister happy. In 5 years, will you still be bitter about cutting your hair? Absolutely not. 5 years from now, will she look at pictures and think about how much her family loved her and that you were willing to do something so kind for her? Yes. Brides get a bit edgy. I think it's a nice thing for you to do for someone you love. For a friend's birthday, I got him a budget record player from Amazon along with 10 old vinyls from a second-hand shop. He is pretty into music, so I thought it would be a cool gift. Plus, I'm tight on money to give him anything more expensive. After I gave him the present at the birthday party, he opened it to test it out. Here enters pretentious music snob, MS. He starts fiddling with a record player as soon as my friend opened the package. Asking me, how much did you get it for? $60. Friend's name, be careful of the needle. It's a cheap vinyl player and it might scratch the records. I thought that was a weird thing to say, considering that he was right in front of me, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt since it might actually be useful advice. My friend put on vinyl and it started playing. The speakers sound pretty crap. I think it sounds fine. You know what you can do? You should take out the speakers from the player and rewire them to better speakers to improve the sound. Here's the setup I have at home. Pulls out his phone, starts showing him stuff. The one that X gave you is like the cheapest record player you can buy, so it's not going to give you a good sound. At this point, I was pretty annoyed. He might be right, but I think it's an idiot move to straight up say that my gift crap when I was right next to him. So I decided to call him out. Hey look, if you think that my gift is trash, why didn't you get him something better yourself instead of a $20 gift card? Yes, he got him a $20 gift card for my friend's 18th. The room became silent and it got pretty awkward. I know that it's the thought that counts and it's bad to compare the value of the presents that you give. Me calling MS out about the value of his gift might be shallow and petty, but I reckon that he deserves it for talking things about my gift right in front of me. Everyone's the idiot here. It'd be 100% not the idiot if you didn't call him out rudely like that. Yeah, he kind of deserved it, but your friend didn't and it was his birthday. He was dismissing MS's bad comments and appreciating your gift. You should have accepted that because ultimately, his opinion was the only one that mattered. You're not an idiot for comparing the value or criticizing his gift, you're an idiot for when you did it. Learn to put other people's feelings above your own when it's their day. Not the idiot. If I got a record player and some records, I'd be pretty stoked regardless of how cheap it was. Also, he got your friend a gift card. That's not only the most pointless gift, but the gift that has the least amount of thought put into it. Hey, here's a thing worth money at one store and only that store. Have fun. Also, you know the saying, never look a gift horse in the mouth. The same goes for idiots who judge gifts given to other people and not them. Everyone's the idiot here. MS is a total idiot. He should have kept his thoughts to himself. I think you were right in calling him out. I just wish you would have done it after the party to prevent your birthday friend from feeling awkward. You were only ever so slightly, just barely an idiot in this situation though. MS needs to get his sense of self-esteem and security from better places than saying bad things about someone else's gift in front of the giver and receiver.